Thank you so much to Martin Library for hosting this event. This is the kind of thing the library should do in our community, and they do it, and we are so happy to be here today. So thank you very much to hosting Martin. So we're going to have several rounds of questioning for our panel before we open it up to discussion by the group here. Bear with me for this first one. It's a big, long setup for a question. Affordable housing, public health, and public transportation, in part so people could get to their jobs, and employment opportunities were unresolved issues that created a climate ripe for unrest in the 60s. And they were issues that were discussed in the Charrette. How aware are you that some of your organizations started to address these and other issues that have challenged our community for more than 50 years? And do these challenges drive you or your agency today? How have those working in your field in New York changed over the years to meet these challenges? Feel free to give as much history about your agency and its roots in the rise of the Charrette as you feel appropriate, and if relevant, how the past drives your mission today. Who would like to address that long series of questions?
Well, I'm going to address it by talking about another question, and that's the concept of equity. For a long time we used the word equality, which means that people should have equal rights and many other equal things. It's hard to ensure equality for everyone. Equity simply means that you should have fairness and impartiality in dealing with one another. But if you apply it to the areas of racial and social equality, it commits you to break down the barriers and to create opportunities for those people who feel they're not treated equitably. So you're committed to a change, and to invite those people who feel that way to the table to be involved in the discussion and the decision making, and hoping to take some leadership role. So how does this concept of equity what does it have to do with the Charrette? What does it have to do with the two organizations, NAACP and Human Relations Commission, that I'm a member of? What does it have to do with the 3 or 4 public discussions that are going to occur in the next month in New York, of which they're going to address equity? And what does it have to do with all of you in here? I talked to a number of people in the Black community over the past several months about how they felt about the Charrette. They were all negative comments. When I asked them why, they said because we weren't involved in the planning process or in the decision making. And so they were generally all negative comments. And some of them said they weren't going to come tonight. I see some of them have showed up. If you look at George Shumway's book, which is the only primary source we have of the Charrette, you look at it carefully. They had an executive committee which was made up of 15 members. I can identify one, at most 2 people who were from the African American community. If you look at the steering committee, there's 141 names in there. There may have been other people who were in the steering committee as well. They just didn't sign the names when they met in these various meetings that they were planning for the Charrette. I can identify at most maybe 20 names I thought were people from the African American community, or probably less than 20 in there. If you look at the people who gave the final summary of their committee reports on Friday night, this went from Sunday to Sunday, they gave the final committee reports. Everyone was a white person. They had a reaction panel after these committee reports were given. There were 15 members up there. They were all the people who had the authority to make change. There was the mayor of York, there was the county commissioner, there were 2 members of the operation of York. There was the superintendent of the York City School District. There was the chairperson of the board. There was the chief of police, and there were other people. Of those 15 people, 14 were white males. The only person who was different was a white female who was low income, and she was the chairperson of the Grassroots Health Committee. So I think that's a fair assessment. The Black community was not involved in Charrette in the planning process or in much of the decision-making process. And they generally felt that their concerns were ignored. Now, my involvement was with the Community Health Center, which eventually became Family First Health. My wife and I first came here at the end of the summer of 1969. So we were in Chicago during the riots there in Chicago, so we were well aware of that. The thing that we thought was strange is they put us up at the York Valley Inn. I was coming here to look at an internship at York Hospital. And rather than have us go from the York Valley Inn on the east end of York to York Hospital, drive through the center of the city, they did not direct us through the center of the city. So we thought that was sort of strange. So afterwards we went up and we drove through the city ourselves to see what it's like. So where are we going with this? So I think I became involved the year after the Community Health Center was founded. A month after the Charrette, the York Health Corporation was founded. A month after that, in early July, the first clinic began in the back of the V&A building at 218 West Market, with all volunteer physicians and other health personnel. So a year later, I was the first full-time physician. I had a feeling that there was a lot of joyous feeling and empowerment from the people who were there. There was a feeling that this was one of the issues that was addressed, and the people who had the power and authority to do something about it actually did. We formed a group called the We Group. So the head of the DNA, Ruth Knight, supplied a nurse who was my direct assistant. In the first year, the back of the DNA building, which was the Planned Parenthood building as well, served as the office for the Community Health Center. Once we moved to North George Street, 116 North George Street, CPC became involved, maybe before that. They opened the rural health centers, and they staffed all the rural health centers in Felton, Red Line in Felton, Lewisberry at the community building, church basement in Dillsburg, and a historic building in the south side of Hanover. And I just felt that the Grassroots Health Committee, plus all the people who had the ability to bring about this change and to generate some income to make it happen, that was a good outcome from the health community. Other than that, I think the black community had a good argument that they were not involved in the planning or the institutional things. Now, what does this have to do with you here tonight? Well, first of all, let me talk about my involvement with the NAACP. If I talk too long, just let me go fast.
Let's let some other folks talk.
I'll stop for now.